Welcome back to Satoshi Gaming. Today I want to take you on a tour of my beach farm in Stardew Valley on Xbox. This has no mods and it's currently spring year 4, Tuesday the 23rd. I'm married to Elliot on this playthrough and let's get right into it. So this is my area I'm using to farm trees. It's also Elliot's little outdoor space. I also have some tea leaves back behind my fence line right there. I have my coffee maker. I have my gadget for the farm. I have a chest with stuff I can throw into the house, my stable, and my teleporter that takes me right down to my crops on my farm. The crop area is small on the beach farm, but I'll show you more about that later. These are my chests that I was using for the donations to the community center and my Stardew Valley Fair box, which I just take the same items every year. Moving into my farm cave, I have the berry fruit cave. The bat cave, I guess. Up here I have another little seating area that I don't really use. It's such a tiny space, I wasn't sure what to do with it, so right now it's just decorative. My first barn right here is my barn for my cows and my goats. I also have a well, some cheese presses. It's a pretty big area for them to roam. Next to it, I have my Ostrich Barn. If you want to know more about Ostrich, I've done a video all about Ostrich, everything you need to know. I'll put the link to the video in the description below. Across the water, I've removed my greenhouse from the traditional spot and replaced it with an outdoor slime enclosure, which I only have 2 slimes right now, and a meteorite landed in there and I kind of feel like leaving it. I have Grandpa's statue with all 4 candles lit. I have a tropical fruit tree right here next to the pen if you're wondering what kind of tree that is, that I brought over from Ginger Island. And if we head down through the ostrich pen, right here I have some fruit trees growing and some preserve jars to make jams and jellies. So I've moved my greenhouse down to my outdoor crop area. It felt like they went together, and inside I'm only growing crops that continue to produce after harvest so I don't have to replant. Moving back outside, I have all my kegs to make all my ancient fruit wine and pineapple wine. And then this is my crop area. As you can see, I got a Junimo hut to harvest it. They can't reach the full way around, but it makes a lot less work for me. I have my Junimo chest right nearby, and then my workbench with my bars and other crafting materials. Shipping bin, and then I have all my items that I've collected there. Here I have all my seeds for each season organized by spring, summer, fall, and fertilizers. And I also have a seed maker and a bone crusher. Inside here is my mining hut. So everything to do with mining is inside here. I have my furnaces for smelting, I have my gems, I have my artifacts, I have my ore, everything in here. I've displayed some of them on tables so they're pretty to look at, but that's everything that's in there. Stepping outside, I also have a phone. I have some tappers here on the hardwood trees, but I really want to take them off because I don't like collecting sap. So these are just the wood floors that are new to 1.5. Usually I always use the weathered wood, but this time I decided to try something different. This is my mushroom tree farm, and then I have my pigs in their barn down here. And you want to make sure your pens are on grass because they need grass or dirt to dig up to find truffles. Down here I have another tree farm, and then I have my dock that I can do some fishing on to get ocean fish. One of the benefits of the beach farm. Moving on from the pig enclosure, I have my slime hutch, which normally I don't do a slime hutch, but I decided to try it this playthrough. So I have a little enclosure to keep them contained. I have a sprinkler on my trough so I don't have to water my slimes every day. It just does it automatically. Yes, that sprinkler works inside. I also have my wicked statue in here so my slime hutch won't get cursed by the witch. And then I just have the usual slime press and things. I really need to get a slime ring. Moving out, I have a fiber farm here. You don't need to water these, so they could be planted on the sand, which made it a perfect spot for them, I think. This is my fruit tree farm. So I have the top row is all spring trees, the middle row is summer trees, and the bottom row is fall trees. These are tropical island trees. They're still growing. The first ones there are mangoes, and I'm growing banana trees now. Down here I have a solar panel. Most of my solar panels are out on Ginger Island's farm if you've watched that tour. And then down here is just some decorative for my southern exit. This is another tree farm. I'm also growing grass in these areas for now. This is actually my grass farm, so I can harvest it for hay for my silos. This is my crab pot area. So I've decided to not do a ton of crab pots because I just don't like collecting them personally. I think it's time consuming. And the rewards aren't good enough for me to make it bigger than this. But I have my recycling machines, my worm bins, and my crab pots here. This farm has a lot of fish ponds. I went fish pond crazy and have a ton of them. It's a pretty good moneymaker. They do take up a fair amount of room, but with the beach farm, you don't really want to do a lot of crops in the early game because you don't want to spend all your time watering, so it seemed like a good solution. This is where I'm housing all my roe to turn into aged fish roe in the preserve jars and caviar. And then I also have just some nautical themed items in here because it seemed like it goes with all the fish. Moving back outside, I have my fish storage and another shipping bin. I like to have shipping bins all over my farm because it just makes it more convenient to sell stuff when you want to sell stuff. And I know I could turn this rice using the mill, but I'm just too lazy at this point. Moving up behind my fish house, I actually have my legendary fish on display. I hope to add the rest when I catch them. And then I have my giant crops, I have my mill, and then I have my warp towers here. And then I have my flowers and my beehives. I also have some tea leaves growing here. This is just kind of a very central area, so I thought it'd be nice to have my warp towers in a central location. So I went with this spot. If we head this way, we'll come to my chicken coop. I have blue chickens, white chickens, regular chickens, and ducks. And you'll notice this farm I've done a lot of coops and barns, and that's because the beach farm presents a lot of challenges in that you can't place sprinklers on the sand, so you really have to get creative with your money-making strategies, and I went with animals and fish ponds for the most part. So I have a bunch of mayonnaise machines here for all the chickens to lay eggs. Here's my Dinosaur and Rabbit Pen. For some reason I thought those two needed to go together. I don't know, it doesn't really seem right, but they seem friendly enough. And then I have some mayonnaise machines to make duck mayonnaise and a spool to make thread. Up here is my dog's area. And I'm trapped. I'm trapped by my dog. He won't let me out. I guess he really wants to play. I don't have a ball buddy, I'm sorry. And that's my beach farm tour. I hope you guys enjoyed checking out my layout and found inspiration for your own farm. Please be sure to subscribe and like and share this video with your friends. It really helps out the channel. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.